Chelsea Football Club need to give Enzo Maresca a raise because the way he handled that press conference and basically every question being about Misha, absolutely brilliantly. Furthermore, Josh Acheampong has signed a new contract and we get to understand why he signed that new contract and what Enzo Maresca actually wants to happen next. He was very clear, he was very concise on what his plans are for Josh. And finally, the Mr. Marcus Rashford has basically handed in a transfer request in his interview, and I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans saying, you know what, let's save him. Listen, we don't need to play Mr. Captain Save-A-Ho. We don't need to do that. However, a lot of people want to do it, and I'm going to explain to you why I think it's a big mistake if Chelsea go anywhere near him. This is not a Jadon Sancho situation. So, what I need from you guys now is, number one, hit that like button. It's the best way to support the channel. 1,000 likes goes a long way. Number two, subscribe to the channel. We're like 150 people away from 38,000. I want to do that before New Year's Day. And finally, in the comments below, would you want Marcus Rashford as Chelsea? Would you want Marcus Rashford on that left wing for Chelsea with Cole Palmer playing on his right hand side? Let's get into it. Let's get started. Let's get it rolling. I want to start with the Marcus Rashford rules, then go into the press conference, and there are only two questions that we need to talk about in the press conference. The news regarding Mikhailo Mudryk and the second news regarding Josh Acheampong, because we get good clarity in that was the press conference today. But then the Rashford news. So yesterday we got an Ornstein bomber, in the words of Lee Gunner, and it was genuinely a bomb. Nobody expected the quotes that came out, and some of the quotes that came out were absolutely breathtaking. I could not believe it. It was almost as bad as the Romelu Lukaku interview that Chelsea Football Club had when Romelu went to Italy, sat down with, I think it was Gazzetta dello Sport, and spoke about his dying love for Inter Milan. Rashford's quotes were mad. He basically said he believes it's time for a new challenge. Firstly, that is crazy, right? A local boy coming out, publicly reiterating he's ready for a new challenge. He basically handed in a formal transfer request. Then he went on and said when it's time for him to leave, he will make the statement. No, he will make the statement himself, and it will be from him. Wow. So basically, he's in charge. Man United are not in charge. I'm going to decide what's going to happen when, and I will let you all know what my next moves are. And finally, he was questioned about his professionalism. He said he loves playing football, and this is all it is. Now I want to talk about Chelsea. A lot of Chelsea fans have come out with, we need to get him. We can save him. He's phenomenal. I'm going to tell you this. We're going to talk about the three things that he said, and we're going to link it back to Chelsea. He wants a new challenge. I totally understand it. Sometimes things in life go stale. You need to go somewhere else. You need to be pushed out your comfort zone, and you need to develop. I don't want that new challenge to be Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club, in my opinion, have got two left wingers in Joao Felix and Sancho, who I trust considerably more than I do on Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford does not fit our system. Marcus Rashford's wages are way too high, and Marcus Rashford isn't as good as everyone says he is. Furthermore, I don't like this, I'll make the statement and it'll come from me. Firstly, big man, you're not bigger than Manchester United. You are not bigger than Manchester United. You are not Cristiano Ronaldo. You haven't achieved a tenth of what Cristiano Ronaldo or Wayne Rooney have achieved. You are not that guy to be saying, I'll make the statement and running the show for Manchester United. They may allow it, it's not going to run at Chelsea. Genuinely, I don't want that kind of individual in the room because we have a young, impressionable squad. They will look after him, look up to him like a senior veteran. If we're getting experienced players in, because that's what he is, he's 27 years old. I want those experienced players to be Thiago Silva's types. Individuals that will set an example, that are role models. I don't need this. And finally, he was asked about his professionalism. And he said he loves playing football. You know, I understand he loves playing football. I've got no problems with his trips to New York and whatever he does. However, what I do have a problem with is he's had numerous occasions where he's gone away to Belfast, went out on a night out, it's publicly disclosed, he likes a night out, and he gets caught in clubs. That does not need to happen in a professional football team. I understand, right? He's young, he wants to enjoy his life, and his free time is his free time. But during a season, I want you to focus on the team. I want players that want to win. And for me, I don't think Marcus Rashford's intentions at this moment in time are to win. I think he really likes the life that he lives. He makes a lot of money and he wants to enjoy that money. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, I just don't want it at my club. And I don't think that's unreasonable from me saying it. So for me, I don't want Marcus Rashford nowhere near Chelsea Football Club. I hope that's answered any qualms that people have had and potentially filtering that idea. So please, let's stop it. So I made a video on Mikhailo Mudryk yesterday, and I think every Chelsea football content creator did. It was breaking news. What has happened since I've made that is that Mudryk has got himself a lawyer. The lawyer and the agency that will be representing him is the same agency that represented Paul Pogba during his scandal. So at this moment in time, they're going to be left in charge. Mudryk believes at this moment in time he's innocent. He's fighting his case. And more sources from Fabrizio Romano coming out, basically painting the guy in a way that, you know what, everyone will only be painted. They said he's shy but serious at the same time. He's a super hard worker. You can't take that away from him. And you know what? That's a very good characterization of the gentleman. I would actually admit that he comes across like he works very hard. He comes across like he's serious and shy, but he just looks like a humble individual. Now, Enzo Maresca walks into the press conference, and I think Enzo was anticipating he was going to get bombarded with these questions. And one thing I don't like when a scandal like this happens, football becomes second nature. Like, we hardly spoke about Shamrock Rovers. We hardly spoke about Chelsea's final Conference League game tomorrow. All that happened was, do you think Mudryk is innocent? Do you think Mudryk is, how are you supporting Mudryk? What are you doing? Have you spoken to him? What are you going to do? And all in all, I'm just going to summarize what Enzo Maresca said across 10 questions, because he was literally asked at least 10 questions. And they were all worded in a different way. And you could see he was getting frustrated. Because for me, he was thinking, I'm a bloody football manager. I want to talk about football. I don't want to be dealing with this. And what he's answered was this: we support Misha. The club released a statement. He is going to have all the support and love from us. And we're going to do our very best to support him, and we trust him. Then there was a stupid question. What does trust mean? Trust means I trust you. He literally said that, like, we trust him. What else do you want me to say? It's such a wasted question. It's a wasted opportunity. And all it does is create a pitfall for Enzo Maresca to trip into, and then they will get a little headline. And for me, that's unacceptable. You're baiting him. Stop doing that. I know it's your job, but there's a way of doing things. And also, you're wasting his time and you're wasting the viewer's time. We want proper, genuine questions asked. We don't want 10 questions reworded that are exactly the same. They asked him one good question on this situation. What does this mean for January? Does this mean you're going to have to try to replace him? He said he doesn't believe it's the end of Misha's career. He said he definitely will be back. However, it's when he's going to be back, and more importantly, till then, Tariq George and Josh Acheampong both are going to be training with the first team. Tariq George will be getting minutes in the Premier League moving forward because of the depth issue. And for me, this is phenomenal. I am very happy with this. Tariq George deserves me. I think he's got tremendous potential. I love the way he dribbles with the ball. I love the way that he strikes the ball with both feet. I like how hungry he is for a goal, and I like how educated he is on his position. He is well-rounded. He won't complain. He'll get minutes and he'll develop. We need to be patient with him, because Misha we'll be patient with. And honestly, Misha won't get in that many minutes in the Premier League either. So Tariq George will happily take his minutes for now, and hopefully Misha comes back and he's fine. The final story that we was asked about was Josh Acheampong. And Josh Acheampong has signed a new 5-year deal confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and initially revealed by David Ornstein. Then Chelsea came out with the pictures and the statement that he signed a 5-year deal. He'll be here till the summer of 2029, and that the player is happy to commit. He released this on Instagram as well. Brilliant news. We already know what we like about Josh Acheampong. Furthermore, Enzo Maresca in his press conference confirmed that, look, this is tremendous news. He's going to be playing tomorrow, and he's one of the players that we're going to rely on going forward. They asked him a brilliant question, and this is the type of questions I like. What is your stance on his future development? Do you think he should be staying or he should be going on loan? Brilliant question, Ben Jacobs. He replied, look, for me, I want him to stay with us as long as possible. I want him in and around us. That's an interesting response. I'm of the mind players need to go, they need to play, they need to learn their mistakes and come back. Enzo clearly is of the mind of what Pep Guardiola did with Phil Foden. you keep him in-house, you breed that culture of winning, you teach him, he travels with a team, he learns, he gets cup minutes here and there, he develops his game time, and then slowly he gets integrated into the team where eventually his performances lead to winning game time minutes on a consistent basis. It is interesting, it's two schools of thought, and that's where you have to weigh it up. What's better? You go away, play genuine Premier League minutes, make mistakes for someone else, but then come back and you're ready? Or you stay in-house, you train with better players, you get 5 to 10 games rather than 30 games, and when you do get your opportunity, you're around better players so they can mask your issues and you're learning the system. It's very complicated. There is no right or wrong answer. I genuinely think whoever says this is the right way and this is the wrong way, you're lying, because it's not possible to know. Each individual case is different. However, the Shamrock game tomorrow will give us another indicator of what Josh Acheampong can do. And what it will show is Josh was on the bench on the weekend. Toussaint and Desassi are going to be playing. What's going to happen is Josh needs to perform well, and hopefully he'll get some minutes on the weekend if we're up even higher, and he can get eased into the Premier League at right back or even at right centre back. This was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed the video. If I'm a little bit frustrated, it's purely based on that press conference. They really annoyed me. I feel like I wasted my time because there was only 2 questions that I could cover because everything else was just repetition. Here's the story regarding Mudryk and everything that has happened. Let me know your thoughts. And here's the story where John Obi Mikel has decided to fire shots at my boy Nicholas Jackson again. Check that out. Let me know which one you enjoy. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.